Mr. President.
Democrat leader.
We don't quorum?
We are not.
Mr. President, Americans breathed a brief sigh of relief last week when the Supreme Court knocked out Trump's harmful tariff proposals. Americans are suffering because Donald Trump is raising tariffs. People pay more for so many daily goods, so many groceries, for cars, for homes, for everything. And the American people hate the tariffs because they know it's raising their costs. And so, for a brief moment, there was a sigh of relief that you heard from one end of America to the other, because the Supreme Court correctly said the president can't raise tariffs on emergency basis, only the Congress can. But Donald Trump, who is in a bubble, has no understanding of what the American people need, feel, or want, reimposed the tariffs right away, and then he one-upped it, doubled down on it, and raised them again. And now Americans are back in the same position they were before the court decision. Higher prices, more inflation, harder to afford things, harder to pay the bills. And a good chunk of that increase, the difficulty in paying the bills, is because of Trump's tariffs. Democrats will not stand for it. And in fact, the new tariff regime that Trump put in must expire in a few months and needs Congress's approval. I am here to tell Donald Trump and the American people we will not extend those tariffs, and they will expire in a few months. And hopefully then Republicans will join us in not allowing Trump to raise tariffs, which so raise costs for the American people. Tariffs are highly unpopular among Democrats, independents, and Republicans. Donald Trump, in his bubble, does not understand the burdens he is imposing on American families, but we Democrats do. And we will do everything we can to stop these odious tariffs that are causing so much harm, so much pain on American families. I yield the floor.
President.
Senator from Ohio.
Mr. President, I rise today with deep personal gratitude and profound admiration to honor a legendary American, Roger S. Penske. This past Friday, February 20th, marked his 89th birthday. Born in Shaker Heights, Ohio, Roger Penske has made America better and has touched the lives of millions of Americans in an extraordinarily positive way. As we celebrate this occasion, we also mark the 60th anniversary of Team Penske, the racing dynasty he founded at the age of 29 in February of 1966. Team Penske has defined excellence, innovation, and triumph in motorsports unlike any other racing program in U.S. history. Roger's journey is truly inspiring. At the age of 21, he became a champion driver, capturing the SCCA national title. He competed in Formula One, he competed in NASCAR, and as I just mentioned, he competed at the SCAA. In 1961, he was named the Sports Illustrated Driver of the Year. His success on the track earned him the enduring nickname of the Captain for his unmatched strategic mind and competitive fire. After an incredible racing career, he turned his attention to building Team Penske into one of the most successful teams in the history of any professional sport. The results are truly staggering. Let's go through them. A Formula One victory, 3 Daytona 500 wins, a record-setting 20 Indianapolis 500 victories. You can see that photographed here, 20 times won the Indianapolis 500. Truly incredible. By the way, it's incredible to win it once. Win it 20 times is unheard of. 48 national championships, over 700 pole positions, more than 650 major wins across IndyCar, NASCAR, and ISMA, along with other racing series. This includes victories in the 24 Hours of Daytona, the 12 Hours of Sebring, along with a win in Australia's legendary Bathurst 100 race. More than 100 drivers have raced for Team Penske over the course of 6 decades, including legends such as Mark Donohue, Rick Mears, Rusty Wallace, and Al Unser. Just recently, Roger bought and revitalized the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which hosts the single largest one-day sporting event actually on the planet, the Indy 500. This acquisition ensured this iconic venue's future for generations of fans. And those are just Roger Penske's accomplishment on the racetrack. He leads Penske Corporation, a global powerhouse in transportation, logistics, and retail automotive, employing tens of thousands of Americans with operations in every single state. Penske Automotive Group is the largest automobile dealership owner on earth, selling more new vehicles in more places than any other single organization. It also owns the single largest automobile dealership on the planet, Longo Toyota, which sells almost 20,000 new vehicles in a single location per year. In 2019, Roger's extraordinary contributions earned him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor, given to only 674 Americans in our entire history. This award celebrated not just his dominance in racing and industry, but his embodiment of American entrepreneurship, patriotism, and excellence, qualities that continue to shine brightly. And fittingly, Roger's legacy ties directly into our nation's upcoming milestone. As part of America's 250th anniversary celebrations this year, he is spearheading the Freedom 250 DC Grand Prix, a groundbreaking IndyCar street race around the National Mall and our iconic monuments on August 20th, 1st to the 23rd. This historic first-ever motor race in our nation's capital will showcase the majesty of this great city, honor our independence, and highlight the innovation and pride of American motorsports. It is a fitting tribute to a man whose life has been dedicated to speed, strategy, and a service to this great country. Roger Penske is more than a racer, more than a businessman, more than a philanthropist supporting education, veterans, and communities in Ohio and beyond. He is the best of what America represents: grit, integrity, and an unyielding belief in doing the things the right way. My own connection to Roger Penske goes back 2 decades. I bought my first automobile dealership from him, a pivotal moment in my life that taught me firsthand the values that underpin the Penske way: effort equals results. I've gotten to know Roger Penske, I've gotten to know his family, I've gotten to know his company, and I've gotten to know his team. They are utterly amazing, and his attention to detail is impossible to capture with words. It's why George Costanza, in a memorable Seinfeld episode, was declared as, quote, most definitely not Penske material. But in fairness to George Costanza, that's a high bar many of us would find hard to achieve. As a United States Senator from Ohio, his birthplace, and someone whose path was forever changed by him, I am honored to salute Roger Penske on his 89th birthday and the 60th anniversary of Team Penske. Thank you, Captain, for your friendship, your inspiration, and for showing all of us what it means to win with class and with heart. Happy birthday, Roger. Here's to many more victories on and off the track. I yield back.
Mr. President, I rise today alongside of my companion and friend and colleague, the senior senator from Ohio, to honor and recognize a great American, and that a great American would be Roger Penske. Last week, Roger celebrated his 89th birthday. Team Penske celebrated its 60th year. Both Roger and Team Penske have very much of which to be proud. Yet Roger is going to be the last person ever to discuss his remarkable achievements. His guiding principle is effort equals results. Now, that's a phrase those of us from Wyoming understand very well. Efforts equal results simply means hard day's work yields real rewards. It also means extra efforts yield exceptional results. Honesty, hard work, integrity, they're going to get you far in life, Mr. President, and Roger Penske continues to go the full distance. Now, as a teenager, Roger got into the car business, buying and fixing up old cars. Cars were his calling. Even during college at Lehigh University in Pennsylvania, he was successfully racing automobiles. He had a successful racing career, a successful career as an owner of a fleet of car dealerships, and a successful career helming Penske Truck Rental. He employs tens of thousands of Americans, and he employs people in all 50 states. The Penske name is synonymous with success, with excellence, and with moving America forward. Effort equals results. As Roger grew more and more successful in business, racing was always on his mind. So 60 years ago this month, at the age of 29, in 1966, Team Penske was born. Racing is where Roger's passion comes alive. Team Penske debuted at the 24 Hours of Daytona. They haven't hit the brakes in 60 years. To use a racing term, Roger is still standing on the gas pedal. Roger is known in racing as the captain, and the captain's leadership has made Team Penske the most successful racing team in automobile history. Their drivers have won more than 600 victories all across various forms of racing. Team Penske has won a record-setting 20 Indianapolis 500 races, and this year a historic three-peat at the 24 Hours of Daytona. Effort equals results. Just like race car driving itself, the Penske name is woven into the fabric of America. Fittingly, both will be part of this year's America 250 celebrations. In this historic year, Roger Penske is spearheading the Freedom 250 DC Grand Prix. It'll be this August. Our nation's capital will host its first ever IndyCar street race. It will be magnificent. This course will take drivers around the nation's capital, and it will be a historic race. This was Roger's vision, a vision for how to put American patriotism on full display. As a lifelong racing fan, I can't think of a better way to celebrate American innovation, American speed, and enduring excellence. Many people might suggest that the Freedom 250 DC Grand Prix is a culmination of all of Roger's hard work. Those people would be mistaken, because at only 89 years old, Roger is just starting his engine. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.